Ned, what happens to a club when the the vibe's really good, spring training, you start the season really good. You're tied with LA after the first game on June 13th. They beat the Dodgers and they are tied. And 2 days later, they trade for Rafael Devers, and everybody's like, whoa, what's going on in San Francisco? And it's just like the wheels fell off. Is this a matter of just something internally's messed up, or is it just a lack of talent and it just caught up to them?
Well, the talent thing is obviously you gotta kind of start there a little bit. There was great improvement the first 2 3 months of the season. I didn't expect them to catch LA or to hang with LA or San Diego, but you had to like what you were seeing. But the one thing about the baseball season is you can't fool it. The season is too long. And if you have any type of weakness, whether it's of character or health or ability, whatever it may be, it's going to catch you. It will catch you. You go back to, I think, what the Giants won 107, 108 games a few years back, right? That was one of the most miraculous seasons I ever saw because it was a good team. Obviously, you don't win that many games if you're not a good team. Was it historically the best Giants team of all time? Because the record says it was, right?
Right.
And so, that in that particular season, they had so much. They played hard, they played smart, they did a lot of good things, and it probably their record probably surpassed their ability. But most seasons, you are who you are, and the season's going to tell you who you are, and that's kind of where it's at right now. There's no denying it. The seasons are long. And they still got a ways to go, so maybe there's something good that will happen the last 6 7 weeks. But it's been a tough month or so.
Yeah, it's the season is long. I looked at the standings the other day, all the way back on June 13th, and every team that was leading the division in the National League, except the Dodgers, they're still right there, tied at the top. But Chicago was been overtaken by Milwaukee, and then the Mets had a big lead on the Phillies, and now the Phillies have a big lead. It's there are ebbs and flows, obviously, to a 162 game season, but my contention, and I hate being right on this because a lot of people were saying, well, the Giants pitching's great and the hitting is just got to pick up. If the pitching and I said, it's going to falter to me because they don't have enough depth, is they're relying on that bullpen. The starters are going to get fatigued, and you better go out and get some starting pitching. And I mean, they need a lot. They really do. They have two good quality pitchers in Webb and Ray, and then the kid Landon Roop has been very solid. But he's been on the shelf. He's coming back, it looks like, but it's a little. And we knew these guys were going to falter because they were at their max innings limit. Some of these younger pitchers, and so you can't have a guy never pitch 110 innings in a season, his whole minor league, major league career, and all of a sudden expect you're going to get 150 quality innings out of the guy.
Not in the big leagues.
No. And you might get 120, 30.
Even that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
Because the minor leagues are not the big leagues.
Right.
And the whole process of playing at the highest level takes a toll.
Yeah.
And you just don't, do it, once a week or once every 2 weeks. It's an everyday deal. So, it's, again, the season tells you the story.
Yeah, it really is. And with this club, struggling the way it is and not being able to score runs, they've scored 5 runs in their last 5 games. And if I look at their total games in the last 5, it's pretty telling. They on Saturday, they lost 4-2. Sunday, they lost 8-0. Monday, they lost 4-1. Yesterday, they lost 5-1, and today 11-1. So they've just no hitting. Now here, and this might be a tough question for you to give too much information on, but when you've got a team that is got 3 or 4 veterans, I shouldn't say Lee's not a veteran. It's really his first full season, but he's signed for 6 seasons, and this is year 2. So he's got 4 more seasons, about $19 million a year. He does have an opt-out after year 4, but you've got Adames for 6 more seasons after this, Chapman for 5, and Devers for 8. And if you don't get production out of those guys, this could be a disaster, right? I mean, this could be a situation where you're stuck with this for years to come.
Well, you got to think that the guys that have struggled offensively, you got to think that they're going to get better, and that they've struggled as much as they have for as long as they have. Concerning, because you're not productive, and you were signed to really provide what you typically have provided, not more just because you make more, not more because you're signed longer, but you're expected to do what you've done. And when you haven't, and then when it's more than one, you got your hands full trying to fix it.
What is, in your experience with big leaguers, what's the first thing that goes? Is it bat speed when they get older?
Yeah, everything slows down. The bat speed, the ability to run your first step, that's usually telling too for a fielder. The sharpness of your pitches, if you're a pitcher, the velocity certainly. A lot of different things have just slowed. It's no different than just life yourself. I've slowed. And I'm not playing anything, but it's part of the deal. And
Yeah. I know what it was like to slow. I had a couple surgeries, one in May, one in June, and then I got rushed to the hospital and spent 6 days in the hospital in early July. Almost didn't make it. I was internally bleeding. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Jeez, it was pretty touch and go there for an hour. But I